Yeah, everyone, welcome to this stream. I apologise I'm late for this, obviously, reaction to that terrible England performance yet again yesterday. Pathetic, absolutely pathetic. And yeah, I was going to be on, supposed to be on about 12:20. Of course, other things happen. As I say, I really apologise. And it's not really the kind of day to be going on and ranting about this dead team that we support. That's absolutely useless with a useless manager. And I wouldn't recommend it in this hot weather. Unfortunately, I've got enough air conditioning on and windows open and stuff in case I get too hot under the collar here. Going on about this useless pile of shit. And I'm sorry for swearing, guys, but that's how I feel. And, that's the way it goes, mate. Guys, so basically, and I've put here Euro 2024, England 0, Slovenia 0. England's final group match, dull, lifeless, boring, tepid, pathetic yet again from this clown. But he isn't funny and will get booed in the circus. Our players to blame also. And I'll bring on my guests and we're going into this, talking about it a lot more. And my first guest is obviously pretty much a resident here now on this channel. And he's always welcome, of course. Pleasure having him on. It's Mr. T, voice of the radio. Bring him on now. Big up to you, Manny.
Yeah, big up, Steve. All I can say is that performance was, the tragedy is you can't expect anything less from Southgate. And even in the second half, although we started to look a little bit better because he finally had some sense, knocked into his head and made the changes he needed, bringing on Mainoo and Palmer and Gordon. We still weren't quite able to get our act together. And of course, when you're up against one of the best goalkeepers in the continent, in a certain Mr. Oblak, you literally have to be perfect to try and beat him. And we just weren't. And, I fear for how we're going to fare in the knockout stages. And a lot of people have been saying, I think there was this post on Twitter which said that, we now have an easy path to the final stages because I believe if we might face the Netherlands or Slovakia in the round of 16.
You could say it's easy, but
possibly Switzerland or Italy in the quarterfinals, and then have it easy from there. But the way we're playing now, we couldn't even beat Slovenia. How dare these idiots have the nerve to say that we could possibly go all the way?
Exactly.
It's disgusting.
Anyway, Manny, I'll get my other guest on, and then we'll definitely go into this a lot more. I am well and truly pissed off with it, and again, I apologise for swearing, but it is my channel. I can say what I want, can't I? Basically, I am annoyed with it, but I'll bring Ollie on. Other guest Ollie, DJ Sinclairo. Of course, he's mad football fan, Arsenal fan, of course, as well as Manny is, and England for our crimes. We support them, and I'm going to bring him on anyway, Ollie, and see what he has to say about it. Or he'd probably be annoyed about it as well. I'll bring him on. Big up, Ollie. How you doing,
mate? Sorry, guys. Hold on a sec. Oh, yeah, big up Mr. B for having me on. Big up Manny as well.
No
worries. Yesterday explained for itself in all these posts of people, sleeping and stuff like that. And I was on my phone basically the whole stream. Steps you complaining about.
I was on there, wasn't I? I would have watched it on video. Well,
yeah, you're on there. You shared it to this channel. The rest was on there as well. Jamie, Josh, Hannah. So yeah, it was a good stream yesterday. Funny stream, obviously.
The stream was better than the game, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah, the stream was better than the game. But obviously, we did have a goal disallowed from Saka. Would have been nice for Saka to get a goal and win the game 1-0, but it was offside. And offside's been quite a big thing in this tournament so far. You've seen it. Own goals there. But obviously, we've seen the situation with Lukaku, all his goals being disallowed from VAR. Obviously England have had a couple of offside goals, other teams have had offside goals, and it's just affecting the game. So it is a bit annoying that it was offside, but obviously, got to stay positive. One thing which loss. Second thing, obviously, top the group. So that means we won't be playing Germany. Obviously, as I said, we can be most likely be playing Netherlands. But we could also be playing teams like Slovakia or I believe Czech Republic, but I'm not sure if we can. I think Czech Republic are out. I'm not sure. But yeah, I watched a video on Instagram and he explained who we could be playing in the next round. He didn't say anything about the quarter, and he said we could be playing Switzerland or Italy. But yeah, what Manny said there as well, it explains for itself. You can't not beat Slovenia or who else didn't we beat? We obviously
Denmark.
lost to Iceland. We drew to Denmark, lost to Iceland before the tournament. So how can you say that this team's going all the way when you can't even beat Iceland, Denmark, or Slovenia? 3 teams we should easily be beating more than 1-0 or at least 1-0. Yeah, so booed off as well. Thogden, a good YouTuber, he filmed vlogs for all 3 games and they were booed off in this game. Yeah, I'm not surprised really. I mean, respect to the players, obviously, and the manager clapping the fans that came out, obviously wasting their money for about 2 hours of shit football. Sorry.
It's a waste. I don't know how much they pay for them tickets either. How much are they? Does anyone know?
Well, Taylor Swift's tickets were like 500 quid, so they're probably either more
they're not as much as that, though, are they?
Yeah, maybe about 100 quid, 200 quid, I'm not sure. But yeah, it was just a ball fest. It was completely, but I'd rather watch paint dry. I'd rather play a whole 2 hours of FIFA than watch England play, to be honest. And do my giveaway.
I think we'd all well be doing than watching that.
But I think I saw a funny post. I said it on the stream. I think you were there, Mr. B. Of like lists of things better than watching Gareth Southgate or England. And it was like watching paint dry, FIFA, ordering a takeaway and stuff like that. It was hilarious. But there's so many memes of obviously people sleeping. Then there was this guy called Callum M who did this he did a sleeping noise and he pretended he was sleeping. And then he showed all the group C games. And he put that from in between, so it goes, that was fucking dreadful. But no, yeah, I've said what I want to say, and obviously we will talk about it more in the stream. You've got obviously articles to read and stuff like that, and you've got the banners and stuff. But big up for everyone. As I said, I had to do my stream last night. Not sure when I'll do my next stream because I did say this would be my last stream of the month. But obviously England play on the 30th of June, which I think is a Sunday, so I should be free for that. I'll obviously go to church in the morning if I did, but I'll be back. Back by 5, I think the game is. But big up Chelsea fan. Big first comment. But yeah, obviously, no worries about being late. By the way, I was a bit worried about you whether you were going to start the stream or not. But I was I was waiting about 10 minutes before the stream started. Anyway, big up the guys.
You know I'm a little bit late now most of the time, but
yeah.
I don't mean to be. By the way, I never mean to be. But,
yeah. By the way, Mr. B, I don't need to leave now, but I do need to leave very soon because I didn't go into college today because I'm not applying for any jobs. But I need to go into take the bus to Western soon to get lunch, and I'm going to the cinema.
Yeah, it's fine, mate. Whatever.
Yeah.
Are you going to be available for the watch along later? I'm doing that watch along.
Probably not because the film.
Oh, you go to cinema, aren't you?
Yeah. The film starts at 3:30, and it's an hour and a half for the film, and then obviously half an hour for the adverts. So that's 2 hours. So 2 hours plus 3:30 is 5:30, and then I'll probably either take the 5:30 bus or the 6 o'clock bus. If I took the 5:30 bus, I'll be home by 6:30, and if I took the 6 bus, I'll be home by 7. So whether you do a reaction stream, I think I'll only just make it off to the boundary actually. So
off to the boundary is about 7, I believe.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, so I'll probably only just make that if I take the 6 o'clock bus. But anyway, enough about my life in cinema and stuff. We'll get onto the game. But boring game. Obviously, I don't think it was one of our worst. I think it was probably one of our worst performances. Obviously, he got the lineup wrong. Pickford in goal. Obviously, he's our best goalkeeper. He starts. Back four didn't change. Trippier, Stones, Guy, and Walker.
I'm going to put this banner up, and then this is another thing. What was the thinking behind playing Gallagher? Another experiment. If it was, it failed miserably. And TAA experiment also failed, so he had to be dropped. But why replace him with Gallagher?
I heard someone I think they said something like Bellingham next to Rice, and then Foden in the number 10 role because he plays out for Man City sometimes. And then I think he said Palmer on the left, Saka on the right, and Kane up front. I'm not sure. But I also saw something really stupid about apparently playing Saka left back and then Cole Palmer on the right to obviously, and then probably Foden on the left. I'm not sure, but I would stick with Kane up front. Obviously, probably make a couple of changes in midfield, get rid of Gallagher, keep Rice, keep Bellingham, obviously keep the front four, Saka, Foden, maybe bring on Palmer.
A lot of them aren't performing though, Ollie.
Manu, maybe Manu. Yeah. Saka defense I'd keep the same. Obviously, Luke Shaw's injured.
Yeah,
I would play him.
Talk about that left back.
Yeah, Saka. Well, he did play once for left back for Arsenal, and I don't think it went quite well. It's similar to when Partey played right back, but he didn't really stay in his position when he played right back. But anyway, I mean, I don't know what the I don't know what
Kane as well. And by the way, sorry, I'm just saying about Kane. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We'll be talking about him as well.
Yeah, it depends because if we play Slovakia next round, I think we should play sort of a weaker team, experiment a bit. But if we play somewhere like Netherlands or whatever, then we should probably play our strongest team really and make a couple of changes. But yeah.
But let's get back to this though, Molly. What I'm talking about here about Gallagher, and I'll obviously go to Manny in a minute as well to see what his opinion is and about all this. But what do you think? Because I think, what is the point of Gallagher? What has he actually offered when he's played? What has he actually done? And we know what he can do for Chelsea. We know he's been a really good player for them. Most of last season, he was really good. But he's not really an England international as far as I'm concerned. And what does he actually do? What's he actually doing? You got rid of Alexander-Arnold. Yeah, he wasn't performing. He wasn't doing it there. But why put this guy in when you could probably put Palmer in or something or someone else that could actually do something, actually do decent passing and produce something like they did when they came on last night. Because Palmer, Gordon and Mainoo all done something when they came on. That showed that, good attacking positive players can come on and produce something. But what he keeps playing is dead football. Dead, negative football. Passing it back, sideways, back. Not getting anywhere. It's dull. It's boring. Like the man himself. And I think it should stop and he should go. And we should get someone in that can play proper football. And I'm sorry I am ranting, but I can't help it. I'm just so annoyed with it. And I'll go to you, Ollie, and then I'm going to go to Manny about it all. So what's your opinion anyway first, Ollie?
Of this Gallagher situation? Well, yeah, listen, I think it was probably our only change. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think he might have played it. Let me check if he played in the Denmark game.
It was our only change.
It was our only change because we had. It was our own change because we had.
You both went off a bit then. I don't know what it was.
Anyway. But obviously, unchanged lineup apart from Gallagher. It looks like we played a 4-3-3 to be honest, with the midfield three being Conor Gallagher, Rice, and Bellingham, and then obviously up front Foden, Kane, and Saka. But yeah, he had a bad game. Obviously, I'm looking at his stats now: 24 touches, 17 out of 20 passes accurate, 85%. 3 ground duels, only 1-1. Only 1 aerial duel, 1 out of 1. Possession lost 4, fouls 2, was fouled 1, clearances 1, and errors leading to shot 1. So, he didn't have the best game. His stats were quite poor. But yeah, I think he needs to be dropped. And with the Hanno there saying the players out and in, I think that's a bit over the top. I wouldn't drop Walker. I wouldn't drop Walker, Trippier, and Stones because we don't really have backup for them. And saying bringing in Trent, he only really fits in midfield. I wouldn't put Saka at left back. I wouldn't drop Rice as well. The only ones that you've said that I would probably only drop Gallagher. I wouldn't drop Kane and Saka as well. I'd probably just keep the same lineup, but either get rid of Gallagher, maybe get rid of, I don't know. I mean, I think Saka's being overplayed. The same Southgate's similar to Arteta. Southgate plays every single game, regardless if like he got a knock in the last game or he's doubtful for the next game. He'll still play whatever. But but with the Gallagher situation, listen, we know what Southgate's like. He picks his favourites, or maybe Gallagher was bored of being on the bench and begged him to play next game and said he'd leave the camp if he wasn't playing next game or something. But
I'm not sure. No, I don't think he said that.
But let me just read it again.
I wouldn't have thought he said
behind
that.
Gallagher, another experiment. It did fail miserably. But who would we replace him with? Well, we've got a couple of options. Obviously, Trent, he can play midfield. Obviously, I know he's right back for Liverpool.
He's
most
tried
of the
it
time.
with Trent. It ain't worked.
Yeah. Well, what else? Mainoo.
I'd say Palmer and that. Palmer or even Wharton. Try him from Palace.
Well,
he's there. Give him a go.
Pickford, Trent, Dunk, Konza, Guy, Saka, Mainoo, Bellingham, Foden. Nah, that's a crap lineup, Hanno. I'd only play that. I would only play that lineup if we played Slovakia. If we played Netherlands, that lineup would lose us like 5-0.
How do you know?
Because we can't play against Netherlands who have Van Dijk flipping.
The formation and the team we are playing ain't working. It's not working.
Yeah, no, but I wouldn't play this team flipping Watkins, Gordon and Palmer attack, Saka left back, and then you're saying Dunk or Konza instead of Stones, who's one of our best centre backs apart from Maguire. And then you're saying Trent at right back when he's been playing in midfield. Southgate's not going to start Trent at right back.
I probably wouldn't agree with Trent because I don't think he's a right back either. I'd play probably Gomez or who's the other guy they got there? The other right back, Gomez and what's the other bloke's name?
I've no idea.
Konza, Konza or something there. I'd have them. I'm fed up with. I don't like Stones either. I really
Stones
don't like Stones.
You're saying all these players are crap, but they have one bad game.
Crap.
Declan Rice has bad games, and he's a £105 million player. So everyone has a bad game.
Yeah, what, for 3 games in a row?
Well, he kept a clean sheet at least in this game and the Serbia game. So what's wrong with the defense?
Yeah, but we look scoring, Ollie. We look crap. We look boring. We look useless, clueless going forward.
Yeah, but at least we top the group. We're going to get an easier opponent now instead of Germany.
We're playing useless. We ain't going to win nothing with the way we're
playing. Obviously, we're hosting the Euros in 4 years, so hopefully that clown Southgate's gone in 4 years. And we can have a replacement for Kane and a decent goalkeeper.
Yes, Hanno says that 1 bad game, 3 bad games. That's what I just said. It is 3 bad games.
Well, first of all, Stones is one of our best centre-backs, so it's not really his fault. It's probably Pickford's fault for conceding the goals. Walker's rubbish. Well, he's very fast. He got an assist for the Kane goal in the Denmark game. So I don't really know why you're saying Walker's rubbish if he got an assist. I don't know any other defender that's got an assist in the game.
I don't think Walker was that good last night either. I thought
not last night. He
looked like he was struggling and he kept trying to get energy drinks or something on.
But he's good at getting assists.
So why can't we play someone else there? If he can't play, if he's tired or exhausted or whatever.
Maybe play Trippier right back and then put someone left back or something. I'm not sure. Not Saka.
Ollie, I'm going to go to Manny because I'm not saying you're talking rubbish here, but I just want to hear another opinion. I don't think it's what you're saying there is right. Anyway, Manny, what's your opinion, mate?
Yeah, well, obviously, I think when it came to the game in question, the first half was absolutely Scotland game was more exciting than the England game last night. Something isn't working when you have a team with the talent that does. Gordon isn't utilised, and I think Rosie pretty much hit the nail on the head when we started to when we made the changes against when we made the changes in the second half. Obviously, we started to look a little bit better in many ways, and we saw Mainoo offering quite a little bit. The only problem is that with Mainoo, he was able to he was looking good at the start, and obviously trying to make something happen, but he wasn't exactly succeeding. And it just goes to show that Kobbie Mainoo, as talented as he is, he's no Paul Gascoigne. So again, it was at least Southgate trying to do something. At least from what he saw, he now knows that. Yeah, at least Southgate now knows that with the way the players played in the second half, he has to give them more chances. There's no way that he can, start the same, the same 11 more or less that he did. He did the right thing by dropping. He did the right thing by dropping Trent, who obviously wasn't offering very much at all, and but Gallagher was no better, sadly, and now he has to put his trust in Mainoo and Wharton, or Wharton, or someone else, or try and do something. And now there's the possibility of even playing Bukayo Saka at left back to accommodate Cole Palmer. I wouldn't necessarily be against that, to be honest. I think that with Saka being left-footed, you can't really expect him to be able to whip crosses in with his wrong foot far too often, and that's not really going to be fair for him.
Yeah, but Manny, Saka's an attacker, not a defender. He's not good at defending.
He began his career with Arsenal as a left back or a left wing back, Holly, and of course we played some decent football under Southgate with the 5-3-2 formation, where we had two left backs. I believe it was Trippier and Ashley Young who we used in the World Cup that time.
Right.
I just think that obviously when it comes to having a right-footed left back, and obviously with Foden offering nothing at all, we're just we're struggling really in that. We're struggling on that left side, and we're not really offering anything on the left. And Foden, once again, at least he was trying something, but the problem is he was not able to time his runs at all properly. And had he timed his run a little bit better, that Saka goal would have been allowed. But it cost us again. And so at least, when you make changes and you bring Gordon on for Foden and you think that he can obviously offer something different, you've got to try something, because it's just not working. You try as hard as you want, and you're just not able to get the get the result you want. You aren't going to get the performance that you want. And we're getting away with it against teams like Slovenia and Serbia, who offered very little themselves. I don't know if Pickford was really tested at any point in time, but they were making some really good moves, against us, and it was at times painful to watch in the first half, and even in the second half, they were defending quite well, and when Oblak needed to, he came up trumps in goal. So it was just a case where you didn't really like what you were watching. I wouldn't necessarily go so far to say that I was falling asleep. I was hoping for something to happen, but there was nothing forthcoming, and that's what really angered me a great deal about the game. Not that it was boring necessarily, because sometimes when the situation demands, you have to try to stink your way to get the result you want. But in the knockout stages against really good quality teams, you're not going to get away with that, and that's what angers me more than anything else.
By the way, guys, breaking news that Wes Foderingham from Sheffield United signed for West Ham in the last 10 minutes as a goalkeeper, so he might be their number one or backup goalkeeper. I'm not sure.
I think he'll be a backup to Areola, because Fabianski won't be lasting for too long. And
okay.
Well, is this Abramovich's dad? Is this what he's talking about here? Chelsea fan.
R.I.P. Roman Dad last night. Who's Roman Dad?
It'd be Abramovich, I would have thought. It's probably his dad's. Might have passed away, obviously. I didn't see that, but I guess he must have done. That's what he's saying there. But anyway, Manny, why is he tinkering here and playing Gallagher instead of? I mean, Alexander Arnold wasn't working. We know that it wasn't working, him being there. But why put Gallagher in instead when we got Palmer and other players, Wharton even, to play there?
And that's the thing. He could have played. He could have played Wharton. He could have started with Mainoo. Palmer wouldn't have been a good fit in that defensive midfield position at all. The problem is, of course, that everything that Southgate was trying, it just wasn't working. And at least now, again, this really makes me angry with Southgate, because if you want to play. To select younger players in your squad, you've got to have the courage to play them. And I keep talking about how, at least Bobby Robson was willing to let Paul Gascoigne, Stuart Pearce, and David Platt play a lot more. especially after doing away with the likes of Glenn Hoddle, Kenny Sansom, and Viv Anderson. And, again, Southgate just doesn't have the courage. He falls on his favourites a bit too much. If that's the way you're going to play, you might as well have picked some of your favourites. Why do you want to, be supposedly courageous and try and pick players on form and pick younger players because you want to see the squad evolve when you aren't willing to evolve with those younger players? You've got to make those younger players the focus of your game plan. And if you are unable to do that, then I'm sorry, but you're just a poor manager. And that is something that, a lot of other people, a lot of other Southgate fans can never really understand. It's really irritating to see this because we know that we can do a lot better than this, and yet we just don't know if we're able to. That's really what makes me angry more than anything else.
Yeah, I totally agree, Manny. And the thing was, I kept waiting to see, us do a really great performance. I kept expecting it. Oh, look, we've had one or two bad games. I'm sure we're going to turn up in one of these games. And no, it's the same thing in the third game. We're just as poor. And until they brought them on at the end, Palmer and everything, we didn't do anything. They injected a lot more into the game when they came on. Obviously, I'm going to move on to the next bit because I think we've obviously gone through that enough. Exhausted that one. So, right, here it is. Again, the attacking play from England was uninspiring, sideways, backwards, negative. When Mainoo, Gordon and Palmer were introduced, we played better. They have to start, but Wally won't. Play them. So who wants to go first with that?
Ollie, you can go first if you like, son.
Yeah, okay. When we do play backwards football, it is a bit obviously boring and a bit negative.
It is.
As you said, Mainoo, Gordon, and Palmer played well when they come on, and I don't think Southgate will be starting them anytime soon, especially in the knockout stage, because when it gets sorry, to the knockout stage, it's going to get quite serious. He's not going to play Mainoo or Palmer against France or whatever if we make it to the quarterfinals against them or the semi-finals or whatever. I think the only game where he'll actually give a chance of players like Palmer, Foden, and Gordon, obviously Trent as well. Palmer, Gordon, Mainoo, and Trent is in the round of 16. It depends who he plays. Like if we play against Slovakia, one of the lineups that Hanno put is probably what I would play, even though I don't agree with Saka left back. And then if we have someone like Netherlands or obviously I think we're most likely not to have Czech Republic. So I think what the thing is, we're most likely to have Netherlands. Then second choice is Slovakia, and then almost impossible choice or ruling out choice is Czech Republic. I'm not sure if we can face anyone else, but yeah, as I said, round of 16, it just depends who we play. If we play Slovakia, play a crap team, give the chance to people like Mainoo and Gordon and Palmer their first England starts in the Euros. Maybe even switch up the goalkeeper situation. Obviously, Spain, when they qualified, they played rare and kept a clean sheet. So why not play maybe Ramsdale against Slovakia and see if he can keep a clean sheet against them? Because obviously Pickford's got 2 clean sheets out of 3, even though we've played bad in those games. I would have obviously, I reckon we probably would have lost with Ramsdale and gone to the Slovenia game. So yeah, we were quite lucky to have Pickford. He made a few catches, decent distribution and stuff. But yeah, as I said, it just depends who we play in the next round. If we play Netherlands, I want to see a strong team, not many changes. I want to see Kane, Pickford, Walker, Rice, Saka. Then obviously, as I said, if we play Slovakia, maybe give Ramsdale a chance, maybe change the back four a bit, different midfield, maybe change the front four, maybe Watkins up front, Tony, maybe drop Saka and play Palmer and Foden, not sure. But we'll have to wait and see. And obviously, Yeah, he said he won't play them. And I just want a positive manager, a manager who's going to play players based on
Well, that is
form,
the thing,
a
Ollie.
manager that's not going to, play boring football, that's going to excite the country for once and make us excited for, major tournaments. Because obviously we do get excited for the Euros and World Cup and stuff. Because obviously, we go outside, you can go to pubs, watch with your family, do watch alongs. But then we just don't get excited anymore. We've got Gareth Southgate who creates crap teams. Obviously, Grealish was left out of the squad. Braithwaite, James Trafford,
Some
Maguire
stupid
obviously
decisions
injury.
in the end.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, as I said, we are hosting the Euros in 4 years.
Hold on, Ollie. Before I go to Manny, I just want to say that what you were saying there, what you just said before that, with the teams you're saying, it doesn't matter who we're playing. We got to play better football. We got to play brave football. We need to change it, whoever we're playing, and play better football because we're going to play better standards of opposition now in this round of 16. There's going to be better opposition. Likes of Germany, likes of Spain, the likes of Italy and so forth. And I don't really like the Italians, but they're in it, so but they got them through, and there's others as well. There are other better teams. So you've got to lift it. You've got to be better than what we are, because the way we're playing is dead. It's terrible. It's horrible. We're getting nowhere. And until we get these other players on like we did, like he left it too late yet again, though, bringing them on.
Yeah.
He probably should have done it at half time or something, at least, give him a chance. But, it's too late again. And that's my thinking on it. So anyway, what do you make of that, Manny?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think it's fair to say that Ramsdale will not get a game at all because now that we've gone to the knockout stages, you've got to play your best team. And Ollie's pretty much hit the nail on the head. We have to make sure that we play a much better team in the knockout stages. We can't just afford to keep faffing about and playing some of these players who quite simply just aren't doing it. Southgate can't be that naive and blind to see that things aren't really working with the team right now. And on another note, I mean, obviously there was a question you asked, are the players to blame as well? I think we also have to talk about the elephant in the room, a certain 20-year-old elephant who plays for Real Madrid. Had a good, more than decent first game where he scored the winner and obviously was, really making... Yeah, but since then, he's, found it a little bit... He's found the going a little bit difficult in many ways and hasn't exactly, been done well enough. And that's another big concern.
But will he have the courage to drop him, though, mate? Could he drop him, Bellingham?
I don't know if Bellingham will necessarily be dropped, but there is perhaps some talk about maybe asking Bellingham to play in a different position. I don't know, but it's just
a lot of people are saying Foden should be playing where he is in that position.
And the thing about Foden as well is that he normally plays on the right wing. He never plays as a 10 for Manchester City.
No. Yeah, but the fans want him to play number 10. I spoke to a Man City fan recently, and he said, obviously, for England and Man City, he should be playing in that number 10 role. And obviously, I don't think he ever will for England or Man. I mean, possibly Man City, but for England, is Jude Bellingham's going to be first choice unless Jude Bellingham gets subbed off and maybe Foden switches back to goes into his position, and maybe he brings on someone like Palmer, or. Obviously, it's more likely for City because they got the Community Shield coming up. He might play number 10 then, and obviously the season's coming up. So, Pep might rotate or, switch with positions, experiment a bit, because they are looking to get that 5th Premier League in a row, which hopefully they don't get. Hopefully Arsenal try and win the league third time lucky. But, me and Manny obviously agree. I hope probably you agree, Mr. B, and most England fans. We have to play strong lineups in the knockouts, and I do take back what I said about Ramsdale. I was only really thinking that if we played, Slovakia, but I think even Slovakia are a decent team. They've got Dubravka in goal, and obviously they used to have that guy, that centre back who used to play Skirtle, who used to play for Liverpool.
I remember him.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it was Slovakia or Slovenia, but I think it was Slovakia. But yeah, don't take even Slovakia lightly. I think we'll still have to play a strong team. and even going through to the quarterfinals. I think from quarterfinals onwards is when we have to play our strongest team. Round of 16, we can make like a couple of changes. Obviously, I want us to keep Pickford in goal. As much as I want Ramsdale to play, as an
Ramsdale's only there as a backup there, Ollie.
I know.
Only Pickford's injured, probably.
Yeah, I know. He'll only play for Pickford's injured.
And I don't know what happened last night. Apparently, I heard, because I was watching it, they never actually showed it, that Ramsdale was trying to calm Pickford down. Apparently, it was something was going on.
All right.
I don't know what actually happened.
After the game or before?
No, it was when the game was going on. The game was going on, and he was getting, I don't know what was happening. He was getting worked up or annoyed or something. And apparently, Ramsdale was trying to calm him down and whatever. But they didn't even show it. They just mentioned it on that coverage, which is crap. Again, the coverage and commentary is, as usual, useless. You pay all this money for it, and it's all crap. They talk about other things. They don't really always go on about the actual game, the players, who it's going to, who's playing. And they show the audience, the crowd a lot, the managers and so forth. You're supposed to be showing the game. Well,
I'll tell you a funny story. When Yeovil, I think it was last season just gone, Yeovil played a league game towards the end of the season, and it was so boring that they were just showing like a drone in the sky instead of the game. And that was how boring the game was.
Yeah, a bit of a drone. That sounds like Southgate to me. But
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it is poor now, the coverage. You pay loads of money for it, and it's all useless now. Gone are the days when you had the likes of Motti and all that telling you everything, keeping you up to date with all the game, with the players and this and that, and the other better commentators. I just don't know what's happened with it now.
Mr. B, I'll tell you. Sorry. I'll tell you an interesting story. So my dad and mum, and my auntie and my uncle, my old uncle, they worked at a hotel in Burnham. It's not where I live, near London.
Yeah.
And like in that hotel, some of the England fans stayed there and they met them. So they met players like Beckham. They met Martin Keown. Yeah, they met Martin Keown, David Seaman, Sol Campbell. They met quite a lot of people. But I think that was like the 90s. So if you remember any players from the 90s, they probably met them. But yeah, like my mum did room service for David Beckham. But apparently Martin Keown wasn't nice. But yeah, they met like most of the England team. They met the manager. I forgot who the manager was at that time, but they met the manager, all the players.
You talk about the 90s.
Yeah,
probably Venables, people like that, Venables or
probably him,
Hoddle or whatever.
Yeah, it might have been Glenn Hoddle actually. Yeah, it might have been Glenn Hoddle. Yeah. But no, they met most of the players. I think it was like 1992 or 1994. I'm not sure. It might have even been the 80s. I'm not sure. But
well, you wouldn't have had Beckham and everything in the 80s, mate.
No, it would have been the 90s.
The 80s, would it? And
it would have been. It would have probably either been early 2000s or late mid 90s. But yeah, they did meet most of the team and they worked at a hotel. I'm not sure how many years they worked there for. A couple of years maybe, but yeah, they met. Where they had my dad at work showed me a group photo of him with all the England players, and you can see him, my mum, my auntie, my uncle, and all the England players around them. It's quite cool, actually. Yeah, thought I'd just share that.
That's good, mate. Yeah, and great to hear. But obviously, we want to get back to this. Obviously, we obviously, this is the real big discussion here.
Yep.
Because it's all, it's terrible. It's pathetic. We're playing dead football. We're totally back. We look like we've gone backwards.
Yep.
Our team rather than forwards, and it's not looking good. Is there anything? Do you want to add anything to that, Manny?
Nothing really to add. I mean, I'm sort of concurring with a lot of what both of you boys are saying, and it's just not really working at all well. And we're in a situation, of course, as I said, where the manager won't have the gumption to change the team. He won't want to try and rock the boat, and that's really what's going to be detrimental to us more than anything. So I don't even know where we can possibly go from here. Hopefully, you hope and pray that Southgate will see the light, and yet you just know that it won't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Manny, how far do you think we can go in this tournament? Then do you think maybe like we'll go out in the semis or quarters, or do you think we won't make it that far?
We're not going to make the. We're not going to make the quarters. Let me tell you that right now. I just don't.
So you don't think we'll get it out the round of 16?
Not the way we're playing, Ollie.
What if you play Slovakia or something? I'll big up Cameron in the comments.
Well, maybe we'll have a chance, but again, do we really want to be in a situation where we have to depend on who our opponents are? And bear in mind that at one point we were so bad that we lost to Iceland, of course, in 2016. Granted, that was before Southgate came into the picture, but you can just tell that this team
was
can
that
be
round of 16 as well. The Iceland game, or was that round of 16, or was it quarters?
That was the round of 16. Under Roy Hodgson.
Right. Roy Hodgson. Roy Hodgson. Yeah, he was an awful manager.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's probably better at club level. Really, he was better. I think.
Yeah.
Although he done well with Switzerland, I believe. I think he done well with Switzerland as manager. So, but yeah, as you say, that was in the past with Hodgson there, and we all remember that Iceland with that famous celebration. We all remember all that and everything. But but we're trying to move on. We're trying to get away from all that style of useless football. We're trying to move forward, and Southgate isn't doing it. He's took us backwards, and it's not good. Okay, he's got us to semi-finals and the finals and that and whatever, but
if you notice carefully, though, I mean, we're often known as being qualifying tigers, but when we come to the final stages, we're literally like lambs. We are capable of playing some really good football in the qualifiers when it comes to qualifying for tournaments, but when it comes to final stages, we just don't seem to remember any of that. And maybe there's a case that some of the players who have been useful for us in the qualifiers, I wonder if they shouldn't continue to be involved, because sometimes if they're that important and they play that kind of a role. I'm talking about a certain Mr. Grealish in some cases, or even Rashford, maybe. You don't just bin them because apparently they haven't quite done the business at club level. In Grealish's case, what angers me about Grealish is that he actually was in the squad when they played, I believe it was against Slovakia. We had that friendly before the Iceland friendly, and
that was Bosnia.
Bosnia, yes, Bosnia. Thank you for correcting me. Thank you for correcting me, Ollie. So he came on as a substitute and had a really good performance then, and then he had Southgate waxing lyrical about his qualities and what he lends to the team, and then we see not too long later, Southgate ended up dropping him, saying that he wasn't he wasn't quite in form at club level. So if he wasn't in form at club level and you weren't willing to take him in the team, in the squad, why do you even pick him in the squad for the friendlies? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. We would have had something. He can create things. I know he wasn't having. I don't think he was having the real best of seasons at City, Grealish, but
no. He wasn't. But then, given that in the previous season he was a fairly pivotal player as they won the treble, you don't just dump him like that.
No. Well, I thought he was one of Southgate's favourites. He always seems to have him in there and play a lot of the games. So I thought, well, why has he dropped in? That didn't make any sense.
And also Braithwaite as well. Braithwaite, could have been quite decent.
Yeah.
Lewis Dunk should never have been in the squad.
No. But I think, I would have had Konza and probably Braithwaite or something like that. I would have gone with.
And even Curtis Jones, I mean, Konza, probably not. Trafford wasn't really
too soon for Konza, maybe, but I don't know. But
yeah.
As you say, Curtis Jones, I thought, he done well enough. He could have got in there.
He did quite well for Liverpool.
And they overlooked Elliott as well.
Harvey Elliott. Well, Harvey Elliott wasn't in the original 33 squad, so he couldn't be picked anyway.
No, but he had a great season. He had a brilliant season for Liverpool, and
that doesn't mean he's going to perform internationally. He might not be good internationally.
Well, you don't know until you play him, Ollie. We don't know.
Yeah. I think he's played like under 21s or something. I think Harvey Elliott's played like under 21s or 19s. I'm not sure. He's definitely played like under.
Probably a lot of these have played under 21s, and he brings them into the senior team. Southgate. So why couldn't he have done it with Elliott? You know,
they should pick Maddison. Someone said Central Man Network.
Mm.
Yeah, Maddison was left out as well.
That was another one. Dropped him as well. Left him, discarded him. But I'm not sure he was having the best of seasons for Spurs. He started off well there.
Yeah, he started off quite well. But
he was poor near the end of it.
Yeah,
wasn't doing anything, was he?
A bit overrated, to be honest. People people all think, oh, he's a great midfielder. He's going to play really well, and then he just doesn't live up to the expectation. And especially for England as well. I'm not really surprised. I don't think he would have started many games, and he would have just been sat on the bench like players like Palmer and Gordon and stuff. He definitely wouldn't have started over, Rice, Gallagher, and Bellingham. So unless he played somewhere else, like another position he preferred to play, but I don't think he fits into our first 11 unless we make.
Saying that, he's got creativity as well. You need someone with creativity, something extra, We seem to be lacking in that, and we got the players who can do it. But
another one as well, Dominic Solanke from Bournemouth, obviously, but he wasn't in the original 30 squad as well, so he.
Well, I know that. I was disappointed with that. Why overlook a guy that scored nearly 20 goals for Bournemouth?
Yeah. Cameron agrees. Cameron agrees with me that Maddison's overrated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but as going back to Solanke there, I mean, the guy scored, nearly 20 goals in that season for a team like Bournemouth. And no disrespect to Bournemouth.
I'm sure Manny knows a lot about obviously Solanke with the content you do with Up Cherries and all departments.
Yeah. Obviously, Solanke should have been considered. And, for the form that he had, he obviously would have been a really good person to have as the backup all-out striker instead of Ivan Toney. And I don't mean to offend you here, Mr. B. I know that, but I just don't think that Toney had really done enough to justify his being in the squad. To be
he was out for most of the season.
I think the same.
He was out for most exactly the same. Even when he came back, he scored a couple of goals, not many.
I wouldn't have had Toney either. I would have gone with Solanke, but. That bloke's got other ideas, isn't he? We don't know what they are, but...
Definitely not Nketiah, though. Nketiah's not sure. I'd never pick him again for England.
No.
Even when he got the call-out. That was... Well, he did play a bit for Arsenal this season, obviously, when Jesus was injured. And when
but he's not any good, is he?
No. He'll probably go to, he is linked with Brentford, though, Mr. B. He's linked with Fulham, West Ham, and Brentford. For 50 million.
If he goes to Brentford, I'm going to give up. I'm going to stop supporting him.
Arsenal want 50 million. He's not going to go to Brentford, Mr. B, because Arsenal
we don't want him.
Yeah, but we need 50 million for him, and you're not going to pay us 50 million for a crappy striker.
I wouldn't pay 50 million for him.
No.
He's useless.
You'd take maybe Jesus. What about Jesus? He's all right.
No, I wouldn't take him either. He don't score enough goals. He's so inconsistent.
Havertz, the German giraffe?
No, definitely not Havertz. No, you can keep him. Can't stand the bloke.
Well, he scored a couple of goals against you, so.
Yeah, I know. Why do you think I don't like him? And he should have been sent off as well.
Oh my God!
Exactly.
Here we go.
Solanke wouldn't have got a minutes anyway. We don't know.
He probably wouldn't, unless he subbed them off for Kane or whatever. But he probably wouldn't.
Yeah, because the thing is, he keeps playing. Speaking of him, Harry Kane, I've got this here now. Harry Kane yet again slow, pedestrian and anonymous. It's now surely time for Ollie Watkins and even Ivan Toney to have their chance, but this stubborn idiot won't budge and determined to carry on with it.
You really are going all out with your titles, aren't you, Steve?
Especially they're all in capital letters.
Yeah, well, I'm just being honest, mate. This is how I'm feeling with it, and this is what I want to talk about. And
I love the passion, though, Mr. B. Stubborn idiot won't budge.
Well, I'm a passionate England fan. I want to see them do well. I want all the England teams to do well.
Yeah. I know.
And we're not. We're still struggling. And I see the women winning things, and the under 21s, under 19s. But the senior men's team are not winning anything. And we won't under this manager. It just won't happen. And, I want to see changes. I want to see it change. And he don't look likely to. But, I mean, look at this thing, obviously, with Kane, right? He's got missing yet again in the game. Done hardly anything. I mean, that thing where he had that chance, what was it? Who's the guy that passed it to him? Was it Palmer? Was it near the penalty area? And it wasn't Palmer because he laid it off to Palmer. But I think it might have been Rice or something, passed it to him there. And what he should have done is took it on and had the shot himself into the penalty area. He laid it off to Palmer straight away. You're the striker. You're the main striker. You take that on and you hit it. You don't lay it off. You just take it on yourself. And he passed the buck. It's called passing the buck, which is what he done. I don't know if you remember that, guys. What happened with that? He laid it off to Palmer, and he had that side foot into the goalie. But it wasn't his chance, his shot to have. It was Kane's. And he's just, I don't know what's wrong with this bloke. If he's not going to do anything properly, I wouldn't have him. You got to drop him. I don't care if he's captain and all that. He's not scoring. He's not doing enough. He's not doing enough in games. Why keep playing him?
Agreed completely. But knowing things the way he is and the way they are, we just might not see the changes happening.
No. It's such a shame because if he's not doing anything, he's our top striker. He's supposed to be somebody we pin our hopes on as the captain and the main striker, and he's not doing it. So, I would have put Watkins in, because he's got a bit more about him. He's more livelier. He's got a bit more pace, and he can go. He goes off the shoulder of the defenders, runs off the shoulder and gets in behind. So. Really, I think it's a no-brainer that he should come in. But this guy, I don't know whether he has got a brain or not, but what he's doing, I don't know, because I can't work it out. And I've given up trying to work this manager out. I really have. So, anyway, so are we going to move? Do anyone want to add anything more and talk about him, Harry Kane? Otherwise, I'm going to move on.
Well, I'll just get my thoughts. I don't think I got my thoughts. Obviously, Harry Kane has been our number one striker for a while now.
He's not doing a lot. Come on, let's be honest. He's done one
goal. Get my thoughts. Obviously, in the past, he's, obviously, sometimes he's been a hero, scoring a goal to equalise in the France game, then, missing one. This tournament, obviously, only scored one goal, went missing in the Serbia game, didn't do much this game that just happened, the Slovenia game. So if he does start in the round of 16, he really does need to prove himself, possibly prove us wrong and get another goal. Then, play, because, he's been playing quite well for Bayern Munich since he's joined there, from Tottenham. Obviously, he did quite well at Tottenham as well, despite not winning anything. But I don't think he even won anything at Bayern Munich as well. So he does well, but just doesn't win anything really. But obviously, as you said, Ollie Watkins or even Ivan Toney. I don't think Ivan Toney. Obviously, you don't particularly like Ivan Toney yourself, even though he plays for Brentford. I know you used to like him, but obviously Ollie Watkins as well, another a former B player. Obviously, he's also a former Western-super-Mare player. He was on loan at Western from, I believe, Exeter.
I remember,
Yeah, he played for Exeter City, and then I think he went on loan for a season at Western. And there's actually like a picture of him at the Western ground, like inside somewhere. He got a couple of minutes, and actually Western did post about it when he got the call up. They said, "Oh, he's on the plane, former B player, once a B, always a B." Once a Seagull, always a Seagull. And one of the players we posted and said good luck to him and stuff. But yeah, obviously it would be nice to see. I don't know if Ollie, I might Ollie Watkins might have had a couple of minutes, but I don't think Ivan Toney has had any minutes. But I think I probably want Ivan. If anyone out of the two was, I would like to see Toney, because Watkins, I think, has played a couple of minutes. I'd like to see Toney get at least like a couple of minutes, even if it's like the 88th minute or 89th. But if we were to bring on Ollie Watkins, I think probably bring him on a bit earlier.
I think he came on against Denmark. Was it Denmark?
Yeah. But I think he should come on earlier because he's done well for for Aston Villa, where he scored goals a lot for them. So I think maybe bring either. So what the options are: keep Ken on for the whole 90 minutes, or bring on Watkins like early on, maybe like 60th minute, and then he can play half an hour plus at a time. And then if we were to bring Toney on, I'd say like latest bring him on 80th minute, earliest 80th minute, and then latest like 88th, 89th minute. But I mean, Toney had minutes in the Serbia game. Oh, did he?
Not a lot. I don't think only one or two, if that, or something. I don't know. He wasn't on long. But why can't you start with him actually and leave Kane and put him on the bench if you have to? Just give him a kick up the backside basically and say, look, this is what's going to happen if you're not doing enough in the game. I'll drop you and I'll put you on the bench. And Southgate won't do it because he's a coward. He can't do it. He can't drop. I mean, he begrudgingly dropped him in that game. Took him off. I mean, subbed him.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to really. He didn't really think about it, but it was sort of like an afterthought. Oh, people want it. They don't. Oh, they're booing or they're not happy or whatever. Oh, I might as well take him off then. He was never really going to do it. But you got to drop these players. You got the courage and your conviction to actually just drop them. If they're not performing, you've got to drop them. No doubt about it. And Ollie, you said you got to go, mate. Right?
I don't know. Toney didn't get any minutes against Serbia. Cameron's wrong there, but
right. Well, I thought he did. I thought he was on near the end or something. Not many minutes, but obviously wrong. But anyway, Ollie, you want to shout your socials out quickly, please.
Yeah. I'll make it quickly because I do need to go for the bus soon. But big up, Mr. B, for having me on. Go subscribe to Mr. B Hives of Football Chat and like the stream as well.
Cheers,
and also go follow his other channel, Mr. B Chats England Cricket. He's been doing watch longs over there.
Yep.
He reposts obviously off to the boundary shows and names it something different. Big up to Mr. B for having me on. You can catch me on a few other channels, of course, on Arrest Talks Football. You mainly catch all of us on the panel on Arrest Talks Football. That's where you can mainly find me. Also Delbert Gunner TV, True Gooner, AFC Talk Show TV, Coach's Corner, Waffle TV recently as well. I've been joining his streams and a few other streams as well that I can't name as much, but I'll send you to check on the post. If you want to check out my channel, I did have money there. My channel down below there.
That was cheeky, Ollie.
I'm sorry. But check out my channel, DJ Sinclairo, DJ Space Sinclairo. Did an England stream yesterday. I got a new intro, and I've paid for the stream as well. So when the stream starts, it's got my thumbnail as the background straight away, which is quite cool. And I played a bit of background music before I played the intro. So I was on my own for quite a bit, and then Josh Unbiased TV, who we had a bit of a falling out because he unfollowed me on Instagram and stuff, but he joined, and then Mr. B joined, and then Hanno joined, and then Orest joined. Then Jamie joined despite him, having a bit of beef with Josh, but I think they were all right in the end. We had about 6 people on the stream. I can have up to 10 people now, so if anyone wants to join my streams, please do message me. My Instagram is Ollie.Sinclair556. Do stories every day. Recently, actually, a girl called Celia Kapselis, who represented Cyprus in Eurovision, she actually mentioned me in a story, and that happens quite a lot with some famous people. They either view my story or mention my story if I tag them. So that's quite cool. But I'm really big into social media. If you want advice and stuff or anything, please do message me. David Ray fanpage 1 as well did a post yesterday, a full-time post yesterday, and a match day post on Monday. On Monday. obviously the 1-0 win against Spain. I do repost obviously when Spain like tag Raya in his story, or when he's on a post, or if Ray has done a post about Spain and stuff. And obviously Arsenal content will be coming up if Raya does sign for Arsenal permanently and is our number one. Yeah, yeah.
The money.
I mean, you might get some money from it as well. Yeah.
We've got
but
to.
obviously, yeah. Ollie is Epic556 on TikTok. Big up for 500 followers. 500 more until I can go live on TikTok. So make sure you do follow me there and check out my latest video about my predictions for the Euros. You know, where you nod your head to see which team wins. And I predicted England to win, but I don't think they are. Snapchat, PlayStation, Xbox. Please do personally DM for those. I don't really want to announce them publicly, but yeah, it's been a busy week so far. Monday went to work in street and went swimming after work. It was really. It's funny because I've been swimming 4 times this year, and it's been sunny every time I've went. And then Tuesday I had my job interview yesterday, which went well, and my watch long, which was really funny. The stream was even better than the flipping game, to be honest. But yeah, and then today haven't done much. Obviously woke up a bit early, said goodbye to my dad, was going to go into college, but I messaged my tutor saying that, you know, there's no point if I'm not going to apply for any jobs and I have to talk about my job interview for 2 hours. I don't really want to do that. So yeah, so I will be taking the next bus to Weston, which will probably be about 2 o'clock, a bit later. And it'll be 3:30 the film, and I'll be home around 7 in time for the Off to the Boundary. Then I'm on Waffle TV show for a watch long. So yeah, catch me on Off to the Boundary. I'm sure these guys will be here on Coach's Corner. And Waffle TV, I will be watching the Georgia-Portugal game, and Abs will be watching the Czech Republic game. But I just keep an eye on my stories, because I might say when I'm in Western and post about the film and then do a review after. But big up Manny for joining. Big up obviously Mr. B for having me on. Love coming on your channel. Love to come. I'll hopefully come on your next stream, whether it's about the next game England are playing, a preview for that, or a watch long you're doing, or I might do a watch long and you share it to my channel, your channel again.
Yeah, sure,
unfortunately, I couldn't share the channel to my channel today because I don't think you put the setting on. But yeah, my next stream will probably be very soon. Sometime next month. But I did get paid recently, so been spending my money quite a bit. But yeah, big up for having me on. I do have to shoot now. I need to get the 2 o'clock bus, which comes to my stop around 15:15. Sometimes it's a bit late. It was late when I went to my interview. I waited there till 10 and it came like 20 to 11. So I'll get there early just in case. Probably just listen to music and stuff. And I've got cash, so I don't need to pay by card, which is good, and waste my money, because I wasted a lot of money on like shopping and stuff yesterday. So yeah, but I am home alone at the moment. My mum's coming back from Wales today. And my dad's working. Lauren is at school. But yeah, big up for having me on. It was a good stream yesterday. Do check out, subscribe with notification on to check out the Lakers video and stuff. And just one more thing before I do leave, make sure you enjoy the rest of the Euros. And unfortunately, I did have to delete my summer mix on YouTube because it was doing quite well for a while. It had like a bit of copyright issues, and then it recently got blocked. I think that was today. But yeah, unfortunately, it got blocked. So there probably won't be a part 2 unless I do a part 2 and just upload it to Mixcloud instead of uploading it to YouTube. But big up, guys, for having me on. Enjoy the rest of the stream. I know you're probably going to go through this article soon, but I'll probably watch on a replay. And obviously, I'm apologies, I'm going to miss your watch long, but I will be on Ab's stream for the watch long later.
No worries.
But, please do subscribe to my channel, DJ Sinclair, and go subscribe to Mr. B as well. There's loads more subs, and subscribe to Hanno, Coach's Corner, Arrestox Football, a few other channels as well. And yeah, big up Manny, your fellow Arsenal fan as well. Manny, you might find an interesting. Yesterday, I was in the taxi and I met someone from Bangladesh.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's not far from you.
Yeah, you can talk to me about afterwards, Ollie. Go talk about it later.
Big up for having me on. Enjoy the rest of the stream and see you guys. Bye.
Cheers, mate. Take care. Oh, right. I did say quickly, Manny, but the usual. Anyway, but never mind. Thanks for being on, Ollie. Anyway, that was great. Cheers for coming in. Brilliant. As he said, go and follow all these many things that he's got that go on forever. Go and follow all those. And but no, it's good. I'm glad he's doing well with everything. But anyway, let's get back to this and. Obviously, I was obviously still trying to talk about. Are you still there, Manny? Still there? I don't know. Manny might have gone now. Anyway, I can't hear him, and I might just quickly read through this a bit, guys, and then move on to the last sort of category. It's not going to be on here much longer now. Time's moving on. It's flown by. And it's nearly 2. So obviously that result 0-0. We all know how bad it was, that game. Terrible. Like watching paint dry. But anyway, England finished top, and Slovenia also advanced to the knockout stages of Euro 2024 after an uninspiring 0-0 draw in their final Group C match on Tuesday. And of course, Slovenia were celebrating like they'd won a trophy, as we all could see. I know it was great for them. I think it's obviously the first time they've reached the knockout stages. So, congrats to them. But they were obviously going mad, as you could see. It's almost like they'd won the game or something. But anyway, England had already qualified for the round of 16, and despite another flat performance, the draw leaves them in first place in the group on 5 points. Get rid of this blooming advert. Anyway, Slovenia finished level on 3 points with Denmark, who drew 0-0 with Serbia. And though they had the same goal difference, goals scored, and disciplinary record, the Danes appeared to have advanced in second place due to their UEFA ranking, going through with Slovenia subject to confirmation. England had the best of the action in a tepid game of few real chances, with Harry Kane and Phil Foden forcing easy saves from goalkeeper Jan Oblak and Bukayo Saka, having a goal ruled out in the first half for offside. England dominated possession but had few shots on target as Slovenia defended resolutely and tried to crowd out every attack from their frustrated opponents. Southgate reacts to angry England fans throwing beer cups at him during Slovenia draw. Gareth Southgate has responded to fans throwing beer cups at him during England's goalless draw with Slovenia in their final group game of Euro 2024 on Tuesday, 25th of June. The manager also expressed his confusion at the reaction towards him, despite England qualifying for the last 16 of the tournament. Could it be because you're playing crap football, mate? Could it be that? You're making the wrong decisions. Could you not think that maybe that's the case? Why they're unhappy? Anyway, I understand the narrative towards me. That's better for the team than it being towards them. But it's creating an unusual environment to operate in, Southgate told a press conference. I've not seen any other team qualify and receive similar, but they've qualified better than you, mate. Playing better stuff, better football. Come on, do not be a dumbass. You know, you're not stupid. Come on. You're playing shit football, dead football. It's not good enough. Gary Neville warns England not to mishandle young talents after dismal draw to Slovenia. Gary Neville has warned England manager Gareth Southgate against mishandling the young talent in his England squad after the Three Lions laboured to a 0-0 draw against Slovenia in their final group match. Speaking on ITV after the game, Neville said that players such as Mainoo, Phil Foden and Cole Palmer are massive talents and stressed that England really can't mishandle such players, and I agree. We looked so basic in the first half. We didn't get the result, but we glimpsed what we can be, he said. Exactly. England booed off after drab goalless draw with Slovenia at Euro 2024. England's players were booed off after a 0-0 draw with Slovenia as plans made their displeasure known at the end of a drab showing in Cologne. Exactly. After heavy criticism for ponderous performances against both Serbia and Denmark, Gareth Southgate's side were again lacklustre in their third and final Euro 2024 group game. Exactly. A point may have secured progression to the knockout rounds as Group C winners. But a team tipped by many ahead of the tournaments who contend are yet to sparkle in Germany. Exactly. I agree. 100%. Yet to sparkle. Boring England suffer again, and only one thing can salvage Euro 2024 bid. Declan Rice had said before this game that it might only take one match to transform England's tournament, and that might now be true, although not because of anything Gareth Southgate's side actually did. They again didn't do much at all. They still somehow find themselves on the more forgiving side of the Euro 2024 draw due to results elsewhere. Southgate won't have to worry about any of Germany, Spain, Portugal or France until the final, if they make it that far. That is why that run can be a negative too. Such an opportunity potentially brings more pressure. For a team that really look like beating anybody right now. Yep, again, I agree. I totally agree. Yes, it's damning, and it's true. All these comments, what they're saying is everything is true. And I'm going to leave that article and go on to this other one. Are you still there, Manny? I didn't hear you.
Yeah. I'm right here. I'm just
right.
listening to you read everything, and all I can say is that everything that Gary Neville is saying is absolutely true. You can't pick young players and not use them, otherwise you're a coward.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So there's this article. He's questioned Southgate's questioned the unusual environment around England team after hostile crowd reaction to our Slovenia draw at Euro 2024. Gareth Southgate claimed that there is an unusual environment around the England team after facing hostility from the fans at Euro 2024. So here we go. What happened? Southgate and his three lions faced cheers from their fans after displaying yet another underwhelming performance in their stalemate against Slovenia on Tuesday. As the manager headed towards the stands after the game to applaud the supporters, a section of the angry crowd was seen throwing empty cups at him. The bigger picture, the 53-year-old manager later addressed the issue as he said that he understood the fans' anger. However, he also added that their hostile behaviour is creating an unusual atmosphere around the team. Southgate went on to urge the fans to direct their anger towards him but continue to support the players. What Gareth Southgate said, speaking to reporters after the match, the English coach said, "I understand it. I'm not going to back away from it. The most important thing here is that the supporters stay with the team. I understand the narrative towards me, and that's better for me than it is being towards them. But it's creating an unusual environment to operate in. I've not seen any team qualify and receive similar, but I've already just said they're playing better football than you. They're doing better things. Can you not see?"
Exactly.
I reckon that when you have moments at the end of the game, I'm asking the players to be fearless. I'm not going to back down from going over and thanking the fans who were brilliant during the game. They might feel differently towards me, but for me, we only will succeed if we are together. That energy is crucial for the team, and it is so important they stay with the team, however that they feel towards me. What next for England? Well, the Three Lions will next be seen in action on Sunday, as they are all set to feature in the round of 16 of Euro 2024 in Gelsenkirchen, with the Netherlands likely to be their opponents unless an unexpected change of events occurs on the final day of the group stage. But we're obviously going to that in a little while, talk about that. What did you make of all that, about all this jeering and stuff, throwing the cups? I mean, they have a right to be angry, don't they?
Yeah, they have a right to be angry, but throwing projectiles onto the field is really bang out of order. I think, I'm not really, dissing the fans in any way, because obviously, what we've seen now with regard to the team has not been the best football, and the fans obviously are, not about to tolerate any of that. But then throwing things onto the field, there's always going to be a limit to that, and if it doesn't, if you allow paper cups, it won't stop at paper cups, and that's the biggest fear. We've seen even worse being thrown onto the field in other games around the world. So that is something that we're going to have to make sure that we really guard against. But Southgate can't be obviously naive to not expect criticism, and all he's saying is just, I don't even think he's being honest. It's basically a case of, him just offering word salad to try to deflect from his team's performance, yeah, his fake humility isn't really fooling anyone.
Yeah, I agree with that, Rosie, as well. What Rosie's saying there with flares, I've always hated them flares. Why they're allowed to bring them in, I don't know. Why are they allowed to bring those things in? I just never could get that. But as you say, no matter how bad it is and how much you hate what Southgate's doing, as we all do at the moment, don't throw things. There's no excuse for that. Nobody condones that behaviour. Take to maybe shout or, well, I wouldn't even say abuse players or anything really. But you got to sort of, if you got opinions and stuff, you take it to obviously online, to social media. Go on there and talk and do it all there. Fire off there if you have to, but don't do it. Throw things. It's not right. It's not fair. It's not good. It's not big and it's not clever. So don't do it. But obviously we were angry with them though, because we know what great players they can be, what they can do in the Premier, and they're not transferring it to the international level. Whether it is all to do with the manager, I'm not totally sure that it is. Are these players just not wanting to play for him, or just don't want to do it, or just had enough, had a long season and don't want to do anything more? That shouldn't be the case, surely.
Yeah.
Unless it's a coin at a ref, that's acceptable. Yeah. Yeah, nice one, Rosie. So anyway, we move on to this. Despite all this, England have finished top of the group and qualified for the round of 16. So who could we get? And also, do we change our play and team against better standard of opposition? Well, we're going to that first question, which is who are we going to get? And they've already said maybe the Netherlands. Who else? Is there anyone else that we can maybe...
Yeah, I've got that for you right now. So obviously, having confirmed to be qualifying as group winners, our game will be this coming Sunday over in the town of Gelsenkirchen, home of FC Schalke, who have not really had it good in recent years as a football club, but they are still one of the biggest clubs in German football. And we will be playing the third place winner, the third place team in either Group D or E. So it will either be the Netherlands or Slovakia. And Slovakia, of course, if they do manage to secure a draw against Romania, then they will obviously secure the third position in the group as things currently stand. But Group E is also very, very finely poised, with all four teams having won one and lost one, being on 3 points each. The only team that could miss out is the Ukraine with a draw, because their goal difference following that shock loss to Romania is just so poor. But I don't even know if Romania will qualify as group winners. I don't see that happening, because Romania have to play Slovakia. So it will, of course, remain to be seen what happens there. Belgium also have to play the Ukraine. So we could be in a situation, mind you, where we could face any one of those three teams. I don't see us facing the Ukraine. They're just going to have too big of a mountain to climb. And to even get into consideration, they'll have to beat Belgium, which I don't see happening.
No.
So beating Belgium would put them either first or second. And then it'll be either Belgium or even Romania or Slovakia. It could very well be Slovakia, but if not, it will end up probably being Romania. But then the other issue to consider is that the Netherlands are currently top of the group, the third place group standings with 4 points, and of course a goal difference of 0, having scored 4 and conceded 4. But of course, I don't know if any third place team will be able to top that, because again, the only possible outcomes here are if we have 2 draws and every team finishes on 4 points, and the Netherlands tops that third place group, and we play them. But Slovakia and Romania could. If Romania draw, then they end up having a better goal difference, and they end up, going through anyway. So it'll either be the Netherlands or Slovakia. My money would be on the Netherlands, and again, the Netherlands obviously
We
flopped
lost to
against.
Austria yesterday. Yeah,
Yeah, they flopped against Austria, but certainly they showed
still a good
against
team, I
France.
think. Still a very
Yeah,
good team.
but they certainly showed against France why, they were the better team on that particular day, and they could have actually won that game. Austria, of course, only lost to France thanks to an own goal. So France actually haven't done it all well this tournament, and
No.
they're going to be on the same side of the draw, if memory serves me right, as the likes of Spain and Germany. So I don't think they'll go too far in this tournament either. They never went. They didn't go very far in Euro 2020 either. So, although in theory, given our half of the draw, we could find ourselves in with a really good chance, given that we've got the likes of Austria to face, who are on the same side, our same side, but also a different part. But again, with France on the same side as Portugal, it could be France against Portugal. If Belgium finish runners up in Group B, France could play Belgium. But let's assume that we play the Netherlands, going back without digressing. They've gone to a back 4, and Koeman seems to be favouring Xavi Simons and Memphis Depay a great deal. He does have some decent options off the bench. But apart from that, I don't even know if the Netherlands have really, apart from that game against France where they did well but just weren't able to, able to get the win they needed. I just don't know if they're offering enough, and they'll also be dependent on the likes of Wout Weghorst to come on and maybe score a winner or two. I don't know if they're going to offer enough. But given how we've offered nothing and they've scored twice as many goals as we have, can we really afford to be cocky? No chance.
We've had some interesting games in the past against the Dutch, haven't we, Manny? We could say.
Oh, yes. Yep.
I think they've had probably better teams, players back then as well. I'm not so sure they're as good now. There's some who are decent. They're pretty good, like Gakpo and whatever, maybe Depay and whatever. But, I don't think they're quite the same as they were on that other, what's the name, that defender that plays for Van der Ven, Spurs, great player as well. But, I don't think they're quite the same. But then again, as you say, you never know. And remember, I think, obviously, we all go back to, we all remember Graham Taylor with the Do I Not Like Orange and all that business and whatever back in the day. And, we had, I remember fond memories of Euro 96, though, beating them, thrashing them.
Of course.
4-1. Shearer and Sheringham, of course.
But of course, that particular team was really going through a great deal of turmoil. And they were actually lucky to secure a consolation goal, which sent them through to the final stages at the expense of
Scotland, I believe.
Yeah, that was tragic, really, for Craig.
Sorry, Rosie, I know you were in here. Sorry, I apologise for that, saying that. But yeah, had to mention that again. But but as I mean, as we played them, when was the more recent times? I'm trying to think when we've actually played them more recently, and I think did we play them in the Nations Cup? Something I'm sure we might have played them there. Possibly. I could be wrong, but I thought we may have played them there. Maybe in a friendly or something or two. I don't think we've played them in like many qualification games lately or anything.
I'm trying to look up, the history. Yeah, the last 5, Okay, this is a good one. 11 versus 11. England national football team record versus the Netherlands. All details. And, the last time we played them was, in fact, in 2019. And we lost to them in the Nations League.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. I'm sure we played them there, yeah.
Yeah.
Nations League.
And not had the best... prior to that... After that win in the European Championship, we've only ever beaten them once, and that was 1-0 in a friendly in 2018, 23rd of March. That was around about the time Southgate was coaching the team, but since then, I mean, apart from that, we've never had any success against them. We never had much success. The 3-1 loss in Euro 88, the 2-0 loss in European World Cup qualifying, also drawing against them 2-2 at home. And no, they're our bogey team in many ways.
Yeah, true. So really, could you say that's going to be an easy game? We should get no. I don't think so.
No.
We can't take them lightly. I still don't think they're the sort of better team that they used to. They used to be a really great team, as we know.
Yeah,
one players they've had in the past.
Yeah, with a Bournemouth connection, one player they probably will miss, and one who Koeman will regret not taking is the son of his former teammate, Justin Kluivert, who had a pretty good season with Bournemouth.
Yeah. He's quality, I think. Brilliant.
Yeah,
he's
had
like a dad, chip off the old block, really.
Yeah, had a brilliant season with the Cherries, and should have, in many cases, been on the plane, but sadly it didn't. Materialize.
That's a mistake. That was a mistake for them, I think, not taking him. But if we got Slovakia. If it's Slovakia, they're not no great shakes either, really, are they?
Not really. I mean, apart from Skriniar and maybe the goalkeeper Dubravka, you don't really think of too many people. And Dubravka was, of course, struggling at one point to get a game when Nick Pope was in the team, but now Pope isn't even at the Euros, and Dubravka is playing as Slovakia's number 1. But, at least if he has a good Euros and Slovakia go through, then he'll secure a good club elsewhere, because I think he will leave Newcastle. But, again, take a look at the way we performed. We can't expect to, say that things are going to be easy against anyone. No. And
just brush these teams aside. Ain't going to happen.
We've just, flattered to deceive in many ways. We have not performed as well as we know we can, and that's really what makes it all the more angering, Steve, because, we know that we can perform. At least we think we should perform, but we just aren't quite able to get our acts together, and that's really the worst part about it all.
Well, which leads me into that second question there. How do we change our play and team against better standard of opposition? And do you agree with what Ollie was saying? You change it accordingly. Do you not just change it anyway? If it's not performing, wouldn't you change it anyway to play better against any opposition?
Of course you should. I mean, obviously, after the opener against Ireland in Italia 90, we made some changes to our team. We replaced Gary Stevens with Paul Parker. We employed Mark Wright as more of a sweeper defender. Obviously, Paul Gascoigne was continuing to play, but then Steve McMahon got injured and David Platt came in, and we all know what happened with good old Platty. And you've got to be brave and make those changes. And once he saw that the introduction of the likes of Mainoo and Palmer made things a little bit better in many ways, then that should be the signal that he's got to change things. But knowing him as well as we do, he's not going to do anything of that sort. And that's what really, really, really angers both you and me in that respect.
Definitely. So really, we can't say anything to that. We got no answer to that because he won't do it. So whatever we say that we would do, I mean, you know, I kept saying, oh, you know, at the back I'd have Konza and whatever at the back rather than Stones and all that. I mean, do you think Gay deserves to keep going? He's done okay at the back, hasn't he?
Well, Gay actually didn't have the best of games, to be honest. He was starting to make a few errors and starting to look a little bit, dodgy in some respects. But I suppose Gay will have to keep his place, and I'm worried about Stones a little bit. Maybe he did improve to some extent against Slovenia, but.
I know Konza myself. I know Konza. I don't rate Stones at all anyway. So
I agree. Konza definitely has done more than enough to deserve a chance to come into the team and a chance to, express himself. But I don't know if Southgate's going to do that.
I know Gomez for Walker as well. If Walker ain't doing a lot, he looked poor as well in that last game. And if he's struggling at all, I'll put Gomez in.
Agreed, but the problem is, mate, Gomez has been picked in the squad to be more left-back cover despite being right-footed. And, that's going to be the whole issue yet again. I really just don't rate some of Southgate's tactical selections at times. I just think he's far too cowardly for his own good.
Exactly,
I just don't think he'll have the courage to make the changes that we need to see him make. But, all we can do is just hope that he does something. At least he shows enough courage, the same level of courage that he did to take off from Kane and bring Watkins on. The problem is with Watkins, I don't know if he can necessarily start because in Southgate's system, he can't play as a lone striker. He's better suited to playing as a second striker.
So I'd have Tony there for as well with him, two up front.
Yeah. If you're going to pick Tony for that purpose, you might as well consider Tony. And he's been supposedly picked because of his penalty prowess. So, I mean, that might potentially get to the heart of the matter. I just don't know if it will.
No, but as you say, maybe he isn't really a lone striker, Watkins, but he'd certainly offer more. There's more about him. He's livelier, he's quicker about the pitch than Kane is, let's be honest. And I would think he'd get in more behind, and he won't keep going backwards either into his own half like Kane does. Keep tracking back all the time, going back. Because you're a striker, you stay up front. You don't go back into your own half all the time and
I agree.
I
agree, Steve. But the problem is, Kane, the way the England are currently playing, he has almost no choice but to track back, and it's ridiculous in many ways, but it's something that can't really be helped, and that's the problem. And more's the pity in that regard.
Yeah. But as regards to the rest of it, I'd give that Wharton a go in midfield. You got him here. Let's see what he can do. Everyone's raved about him at Palace, what he's done there, a lot of the things he's done, and he must be good enough for the fact that Southgate's decided to put him in, throw him in. He must have something that he likes, so he's put him in. Let's see him play. Let's give him a game there. And, but who would he drop? Could he drop Bellingham? Could he drop Rice, who hasn't also been fantastic either, Rice? Let's be honest.
But Rice is struggling, mate, without having the proper partner with him. At least if you know that he has someone like a Henderson with him who can, pick up part of the slack, then that could also help solve his problem. But, by making the supposedly courageous decision to drop Jordan Henderson, you've run the risk of imbalancing the midfield. And Chris Welsh made that point on a stream earlier when we were doing some. Maybe it might have been my stream with UTC IAD, or it might have been another stream. But you have to sort of do your homework and make sure you pick the players who you think will work according to your system. And if you can't do that, then you're simply not good at your job as a coach. And it sounds harsh, but that is the way it is. You have to make sure that you are better as a coach yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
yeah, agree. But so yeah, I would put him in, and you got to play Palmer. You know what he done when he came on. He was so much doing more things than any of the other players that were already there. The starting 11 done more than like Foden and everything on there, even Saka. So for me, he's got to come in, Palmer, and I'd have Gordon over on the left. I'd have Gordon there with a bit more pace, directness. He also produced something when he came on. So I think Mainoo added a bit as well. So I don't know. I still think there's a place for Eze as well. But, it's a case of where you put them all in. That's the problem, isn't it? Where you fit them all in. And with the, his style of play, what he's doing, Southgate, you can't get them all in, I suppose. That's the problem. But, yeah, I would change it, Manny. Definitely change it. But he won't, will he? So that's it.
Yeah. Now we've got an interesting video, of course, out by my friend Craig Beasley, saying that Southgate needs to be sacked right now. Do please, check that out. We also do have a stream with a stream coming up later with him, where I'll be there on the panel. So do please check that out whenever you can.
Yeah. Anyway, to sum things up, summarise this. What can you see? Anything else happening? Who do you think realistically we'll have? Do you think we could have probably just Holland? You would say, or Slovakia, or
I think we'll have Holland. So we are going to have to do a little bit of homework on how they play. Obviously, their 4-3-3 formation isn't quite the best as it could potentially be, and they seem to be struggling right now, having not been able to pick Koopmeiners, who was injured. But why they chose not to pick Martin de Roon for the squad, I will never know, because de Roon obviously was a big part of Atalanta's season where they won the Europa League, spoiling Leverkusen's treble in an invincible treble attempt. But so they do look a little bit weak in the midfield, and that is where we should possibly be able to find a way through. But apart from that, they also have Depay misfiring. Gakpo hasn't exactly been, doing too much either. So we should fancy our chances if we're able to dominate the midfield. But our own lack of quality in the final third could be what costs us.
Yeah. Obviously, I'll do another stream when we hear the draw, when we know we got. I'm going to do a stream then to see, try and review it and see what we can come up with, or preview, obviously, about it, and see what we can make of it. But obviously, we've got to find out yet. It's all still up in the air. But yeah, I would say it's been pretty poor from us. And if we can't play better than this, we're already out, as far as I'm concerned, in the round of 16. Because you still can't take whoever that, Netherlands or Slovakia lightly. Just because they're the so-called lesser team, lesser team. You just can't. And
No.
I mean, obviously, Netherlands have been a massive team as well. That they were, won so many things over the years, and well, not a lot quite lately, but they haven't been quite the same. I mean, I think was it the World Cup they got to or was it the Euros they got to the quarters or semis?
I think in the they didn't do too much in the recent World Cup. Obviously, they lost to Argentina in the quarter finals. After that,
that's right,
really, really, really.
Was it a 3-3 or something with the game with vegans?
No, it was 2-2, and Weghorst obviously
2-2.
scored twice after coming on as a substitute. But apart from that,
2-2, yeah.
it then went to penalties, obviously, and Martinez saved a couple as Argentina went through, and it was a very bad, foul-tempered match by all accounts.
Yeah, I do remember it now. Yeah, it was. I think it was a good game with goals and stuff, but as you say, it all went kicked off a bit, unfortunately. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I'm not happy with these performances. I know we can do better than this, but it's also down to the manager, but it can also be down to the players as well. Don't forget, they got to do it when they cross that white line. It's down to them, isn't it? Once they cross that white line, so. If they're not doing something, they got to be dropped. You can't have underperforming players in the team all the time. You just can't. And I hope he does something. I hope we see it, but I don't think we will. Unfortunately, we won't. But obviously, we're going to look forward now to we do get, and obviously the rest of these games. Obviously, there's a few more games at the group stage, so. I'm doing a watch along, obviously, the late one, Belgium and Ukraine, obviously, that watch along. So it should be a fairly good one. If you are around and available, Manny, you're welcome to hop on that if you're available, mate. But obviously, you've got other things to do, then obviously you have, but you can't make it. But cheers for a good stream, Mr. B and Manny. See you next time, mate. Take care. Have a good one, mate. Enjoy the football and everything else that's going on. So if you are available, mate, you're welcome. I don't know who's going to come on at the moment. Obviously, Ollie can't, as we know. Might see if Hanno can come on. He might be able to, or Boris, or whatever, I suppose. Not too many others, but I might, I still got to try and do it. So I'll probably still go ahead with it. But anyway, I've got a quick update about the cricket. England, the England women playing New Zealand women, and it's New Zealand are 103 for 6. So we got 6 wickets. England going really well.
Oh, that's brilliant! That's brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. And I think we're not going to have many to chase there, Manny. So it could be an easy one. Well, we say easy, but it never shouldn't be. But you never know. I still think New Zealand are a very good team. Do rate them, but obviously, we're the better team at the moment. We're producing the better cricket. So, and I think their highest scorer so far was Plymouth, Georgia Plymouth, with 30. New Zealand. So that shows how much we're on top, doesn't it? Really. It's 2 for Eccleston so far. She's got a couple, and Lauren Filer, she's playing today. She's got a wicket. There's a run out of Plymouth. Skiver Brunt got rid of Green, LBW, and Charlie Dean got rid of Gaze for LBW. LBW there. So, so going really well there. I'll try and watch some of that, actually, because that's obviously on at the moment live. So I'll be going and have a look at that and have some nosh. Because I'm feeling really Hank Marvin at the moment, so I will go and have something after this, mate. And before we go, where can we find you, Manny?
Yeah, well, you can find me on both of your channels, Mr. B Chats England Cricket and also Mr. B Hive Football Chat. Thanks a lot for hosting the stream and having me and Ollie on.
No worries,
Big
mate.
up as well to Del Boy Gunner TV, Coach's Corner, Oris Talks Football, Huddersfield Town Fan TV, Up the Cherries in all departments, Danny AFC TV, Tony Claude Gunner TV, Gun Down UK, The Southern Gooner, Spurs U Asia TV, AFC Talk Show TV, and also Rich Sports and Football United with Anthony Herbert haven't been on their channels as of late. I think they've been a little bit busy. Maybe they're just active during the club season. It is what it is. But a lot of other channels where I've made some appearances every now and then, obviously quite important to me. And as always, if they don't believe me, they know what they'll expect from me in the post. And yep, that's the thing. And nothing much else to say except I hope you will enjoy the sport coming up. This weekend promises to be a big one for England fans. I mean, obviously England have the semi-final of the cricket tomorrow against India, and we've got the second round, of course, from Gelsenkirchen against either the Netherlands or the third place team from Group E. We'll have to see who that is. It might probably be the Netherlands anyway. But until then, I hope you all take care of yourselves. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks to everyone in the chat who tuned in and made this stream what it is. Big up as well to Ollie for joining in. Take care of yourselves. I hope you all be safe and be happy, and don't do anything that Steve, Ollie, or I wouldn't do. But as always, we wish you all farewell, and we'll see you all very soon. Cheers.
Yeah, well said again, my friend. Well said. And I've obviously got a little bit of content coming up. I've got that watch along later, of course. What one was it? Belgium and Ukraine. Got that one coming up, and got other things coming up with the bees. I've still got to do that stream. It may be tomorrow, hopefully. If I've got time, if I've got a chance to do it, I will. We've obviously that watch along with the cricket. That's tomorrow as well. England, of course, and we got that one tonight. South Africa versus Afghanistan should be a good one. If anyone feels like staying up about 1:30 in the morning onwards to watch that, you're welcome to. I won't be, but I'll probably just record it or something. Or bring it back. So, but obviously our main interest is England, of course, the next day, tomorrow. So that'd be good. Hopefully they can get through. It's a tough one with India. We all know how tough that's going to be. But hopefully we can do it, and hopefully you can tune in for all that, guys, on my cricket channel tomorrow. That'll probably be around, 3:30 the game. So, yeah, probably about 3:15, something like that, 20 past. I'll do that. And obviously, as I say, the football watch along later, that'll be about 10 to 5. Yeah, I'm doing it. Starting that. So check that out on this channel, of course. And of course, keep following me on there, Mr. B for Life 182, and subscribe to me on Mr. B Chats England Cricket and Mr. B Hive the Football Chat. And thanks again to everyone in the live chat, and Ollie, of course, earlier on. Thanks to him, and of course you, Manny. Always a pleasure, mate. You coming on,
Cheers.
Always welcome.
Cheers.
Brilliant as usual. And for the time being, though, I'm going to get some nosh and watch some cricket. And I'll see you all the next time. Thanks, everyone. We're out of here. Goodbye.
Cheers.